quick and easy.
Okay.
Arian.
Arian. Okay, I can get that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Ajana.
Ajane.
Ajane.
Yeah.
All right.
I had to keep it written down in front of me for about 15 games.
Toxiana.
Yeah.
Toxiana. Kari.
She's not here.
Okay. Ebony. Chrysalin. Valeria.
Right, and you just call her Bounce.
Bounce.
Prefers that, so it makes that easy as well. All right, let me ask you. I got you here.
I got you.
Yasmin Perez, Rex Chapman, Kayla, Kaya, Kashuri, Jamisha.
Yeah.
Lily.
She's out. She's got a torn something.
Tamika. Tamisha.
Tamisia. Tamisia. Yeah. Tamisia.
Okay. Kiera.
Yeah.
Dominique and Mariah.
Mariah.
Is that Mariah?
That's right. They ain't correcting me yet on it. It's like Mariah Carey.
There you go.
Appreciate it.
You bet. Tonight, the Columbus State University basketball teams are in Americus, Georgia to take on the Georgia Southwestern Hurricanes. It'll be a doubleheader tonight of Peach Belt Conference action, and it will get started with the women at 5:30. The men will tip it off somewhere around 7:30, usually a little later than that. But here in the Storm Dome in Americus on the campus of Georgia Southwestern. The Lady Cougars come in here tonight with a Peach Belt record of 7-3, 12-4 overall, and Georgia Southwestern is 2-8 and 6-10 overall.
Okay, I'll be back in just 10. Sounds good. Thanks.
I wanted to wear my other pants. I put them on and I realized they're meant for shoes because they're cut like they're supposed to be cut. But it was like pants and a boot. I was like, it wasn't cute though. I was like, you ain't starting to use those like I ain't got no clothes.
Well, I've got it all
I'll throw it over there.
He just pretended it was a Steelers, not even a Steelers shirt.
I have been over the years, like, Bradshaw played, and they had all the older players,
Back in those days, I did
Franco Harris and all those.
back in the machine.
That's right. I liked Dallas for a little while.
I grew up in Atlanta, so
I've always been to Falcons. I have too, but when they were out of the playoffs, which was always early. No.
somebody was having their dance. Golf signs at the corner, somebody's gonna have to do the dance.
First time I've taken my coat off all day. Like that. Cold all day. All right, Keith. What's going on here?
Tonight, the Columbus State University basketball teams are on the road in Americus, Georgia, to take on Georgia Southwestern in Peach Belt Conference action. Hi again, everyone. Welcome in to Cougar Sports TV as tonight, the Cougars and Lady Cougars will take on the Hurricanes here in the Storm Dome. And we'll get started with the women's game. CSU comes in with a record of 7-3 in the Peach Belt, 12-4 overall. Georgia Southwestern is 2-8 and 6-10 overall, but they have been playing better as of late. And just a little earlier, I had a chance to talk with CSU coach Matt Hauser. CSU Lady Cougar coach Matt Hauser joins us here, and Matt on the road in the Peach Belt and trying to bounce back from a tough loss on Saturday at home.
Yeah, I mean, that was a tough one to let go. We have to be more determined when it comes to game time to not allow our record to kind of give us a false sense of security or a false sense of relaxation that we can take in certain games or in any game, matter.
Sometimes people try to make this game harder than it really is. Not that it's not a hard game, it is, but it's very simple when it boils down to the fact that nothing else matters if you don't score.
Yes.
And we've got to make some more shots, don't we?
That's hit it on the head. There's only so many times we're going to be able to stop a team and then come down and empty possession, stop a team, come down, empty possession, stop a team, come down, empty possession, and we just can't do that against, any team. It doesn't matter. We saw that happen against Lander, and look what the outcome was. Lander, same thing with North Georgia, and then the same thing with Young Harris. So we cannot expect to go on a 24 run to kind of save us from not putting the ball in the hole in the first or the second or even the end of the fourth quarter. So this team, I would say, the growing part of this team is just taking every possession, as a honest to God possession for us to score the ball and have that mentality of like, I want to score, I want to put the ball in the hole, not taking a shot just to take a shot, taking the shot because I know I'm going to make the shot and layup and free throw. So, yeah.
All right, let's talk about tonight's game. What challenges will they present?
They just, again, same thing as like Young Harris, same thing as Georgia College and all these teams in the Peach Belt. They just go hard. They work hard. They press, they trap, they try to get you out of your comfort zone. They're going to attack us, off the dribble. They're going to, try to offensive rebound over us. And at the end of the day, they're going to, make us, they're going to give us open looks. But again, it comes down to if we're going to hit them or not. So in this game especially, I just want to hopefully that we do what we did at Clayton State and just come prepared and mentally prepared to put the ball in the hole first, second, third, and fourth quarter.
All right, Matt, good luck. Talk to you afterwards.
All right, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Our national anthem here at the Storm Dome in Americus, Georgia. It's not storming outside, but it is raining here tonight. And this is the 33rd all-time meeting between CSU and Georgia Southwestern. The Lady Cougars lead the series 27-5, including winning 7 straight here in Americas. And CSU has won 14 of the last 15 meetings. Last year, the two teams split a pair of games, and CSU won here in this building 84-75 on February the 13th. And this is the They turned the lights out here in this building to introduce their starting lineup, and totally in the dark, which for me is not unusual, quite honestly.
And now let's meet tonight's starting five. At guard, a 5'9" sophomore from Gainesville,
CSU will be on the road again
Madison Johnson.
on Saturday
At guard, a 5'5" senior
at
from
Augusta.
Georgia, number 21, Tamika
And that is
Blue.
a
At guard,
1:30 doubleheader.
Arizona, Florida, number 0.
And then our next home game will be next Wednesday night, one night from tonight, when Georgia College comes into the Lumpkin Center. It'll be our first Wednesday conference game of the season. I have one of those pins as they, turn the lights out in these various places to introduce the home team. I have one of these pins that has a flashlight at the end of it. It doesn't do you much good if you don't have it out by the time they turn the lights out, though. I just found it in my backpack, and now the lights are back on. So welcome to my world. All right, I am at courtside, right next to the CSU bench. They changed the position, moved everything over. One big, long scorer's table and press row here. CSU's all in red tonight, trimmed in white and dark blue. Georgia Southwestern is in white, and the tap is controlled by the Hurricanes, and we are underway. At the head of the key is Perez, and she threw it right to Kayla Carter. Kayla, long pass to Ebo. They cut the drive off. She tried to get it back to Dawkins and threw it away, threw it behind her. Georgia Southwestern back the other way. Chris Boston blocked a short shot attempt down in the paint. CSU back the other way. Ebo, a jumper from about 15 on the right wing. No good. A deflected rebound into the hands of Georgia Southwestern. I will not be able to see a thing down in the right corner of the floor, right next to our bench here. Down in the little short corner jumper on the baseline is good from Madison Johnson. And Georgia Southwestern has scored first here tonight. Kayla Carter, Ebo had it knocked away as she drove down the right side of the lane. It belongs still to CSU. And on the baseline, Ebo down toward the right corner. Gets it into Dawkins in the paint. Ajane off the glass, good. Ajane Dawkins ties the game at 2. We put some pressure on in the back court. And just making it into the front court. Head of the key between the circles. Tamesia Blue standing in the logo. Blue down the left side of the lane. Kicks it out on the wing. A drive into the paint by one of their post players. The shot is up by Jeffrey, no good. Rebound CSU. Chris Boston got the rebound as the shot missed badly. Chris, free throw line jumper. Beauty. Chris Boston, boy, she's got that sweet 15-foot jumper right in that range. That is her sweet spot. 4-2. Lady Cougars on top, and a whistle and a foul over on the far side on Kayla Carter. First foul of the game. 4-2 CSU, 7:52 on the clock in the first quarter here at Georgia Southwestern. Tamesia Blue. Tamesia gets it, Over on the left side, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Head of the key, starts a drive down the lane, fumbled away, picked up by Kayla Carter. Kayla driving down the middle of the lane, switches to the left, off the glass, good. What a drive and what a shot by Kayla Carter. Backcourt pressure, 6-2. CSU, ball knocked away and loose on the floor right in front of the CSU bench. Touch last, the official says, by Georgia Southwestern.
Hey, Chris.
So CSU will get it going back the other way with a 6-2 lead. Just about 3 minutes into the first quarter here. Boston, low block, dumps it to Dawkins in the paint, off the glass, good.
Pressure, on, stay there. No!
Dawkins with another bucket. Long drive back the other way. They throw it ahead and miss a layup. Rebound CSU. Here's Lee Williamson driving down the right side of the lane. It's knocked out of her hands and out of bounds, and it belongs still to CSU. Want to welcome all of you listening here on Cougar Sports TV all over the world, including my sister Glenda, who's listening up in North Carolina. We get the ball into Oz in the paint. She's fouled as she got a jumper off just inside the free throw line. Johnson fouled her. And
Madison Johnson. First personal, first team.
Ajane Dawkins will go to the line to shoot. And the first one is up and good. Oz with a quick 5 points, 9-2. And the second one is perfect, nothing but net. So Oz has 6 of our 10 points. 10-2. Lady Cougars on top, trying to get back in the win column on the road here. Behind the arc on the left side, head of the key, going to hand it off. Blue behind the arc, left wing now, 7 on the shot clock. Head of the key for 3, wide left. Rebound CSU. Long pass to Ebo. Kicks it back to Dawkins down the right side of the lane. Drew the foul. Missed the shot. Will go to the line to shoot 2. Good transition there by CSU. Hodge committed the foul. And Dawkins will go back to the line to shoot a couple. CSU off to a good start. 10-2. 6:08 on the clock in the first quarter here. And free throw is good. So Ajane 3 of 3 from the line in the early going. And the second one in and out, no good. And the rebound, Georgia Southwestern. Into the front court. Hurricanes over on the far side. Blue with it, guarded by Ebo. Blue drives inside of the arc, tries to get it down to the post player. She does. Hodge, and Hodge misses another easy one inside. CSU grabs it. Boston gets it out to Leasia Williamson. Layup good, and timeout, Georgia Southwestern. So the Hurricanes call the timeout. That'll turn into the media timeout with CSU up here at the first media. And we'll take a break here on Cougar Sports TV. We thank you for listening to CSU Cougar basketball on Cougar Sports TV. And we thank all of our sponsors. Cougar basketball is sponsored by Burger King, Pepsi, Mediacom, the Houston Clinic, CSU Dining Services, Kia, La Quinta Inn and Suites, Valley Hospitality, Hula Hands, the Cannon Brew Pub, the Cougar Club, the CSU Bookstore, Nuke's Eatery, Kinetic Credit Union, CSU's Girls in the Game, Waffle House, Buckhead Steak and Wine, and Coca-Cola. We thank all of our sponsors. We couldn't do any of this without our sponsors, and we appreciate them very much. And we appreciate you, our listeners and our viewers and the Cougar fans, going and visiting these sponsors and tell them you heard about them on CSU Cougar Sports. All right, Scott Miller back here in America. Scoreboard has 15-2. I've got 13-2, and the live stats have 13-2. But I'm not going to say anything. We'll keep it a secret just between us. Pass, low block, stolen by Dawkins. Kicks it out to Lee. Driving back, drew another foul. She'll go to the line to shoot 2 here.
Way to talk to Kayla. Keep Kayla up.
So Lee will go back to the line. Georgia Southwestern's 1 of 5. CSU is 5 of 6 from the floor. Lee's free throw is good. Well, they've got 16 up on the board. Now here comes an official over to the table.
Artificial noisemakers are not allowed. Once again,
Somebody has an artificial noisemaker in the building, and that's what the official came over to tell the public address announcer about. And Lee's second free throw is good. And CSU,
Right there, you go.
now they've corrected it on the board. Well, I knew sooner or later they would. 15-2, CSU on top. We were always hoping for an extra couple of points. Behind the arc on the right side. Southwestern's just had trouble getting shots off. Well, they've been nowhere near, and they just threw the ball out of bounds. They tried to hit Samuel on the baseline, and it went right through her hands. So another turnover, and CSU with it in the back court, into the front court. Lee puts it on the floor, right wing, backs it out. Up top to Ebo. Kayla Carter, left wing. High post, Dawkins to the free throw line. She kicks it back to Ebo, just inside the elbow, back to Dawkins. And she's hammered down there, no call. Southwestern comes away with it into the front court. They almost traveled with it, but Cochran was able to come to a jump stop to prevent that. Behind the arc on the right side. Up top at the head of the key, 10 on the shot clock. Way out on the wing for 3. No good. Rebound, Hurricanes. A drive into the paint and a floater by Trimble is good. 15-4 CSU. Ball knocked away out of the hands of Kayla Carter and out of bounds. And a touch last by CSU with 3:50 to play here in the first quarter. CSU up 15-4. Well, the spring sports will get underway this weekend. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'll tell you about that behind the arc as we go along here tonight. Right in front of the CSU bench for 3. No, she got her own rebound, though, and put it back up and in. Nice hustle by Chapman to get her miss. Followed it up and had an easy layup. 15-6. Dawkins down the right side. Ball knocked away, and a charge called on Ajane.
Every time on that drive. Every time. Here we go. Man.
Canes with it in the backcourt.
Come on, Lee.
Into the front court now. Right in front of me is Chapman. Kicks it on the wing. Putting it on the floor. A long two. No good. Backside rebound, Kayla Carter. Outlet, Ebo. Ebo, left elbow jumper. No good. Long rebound, Hurricanes. Into the front court. 3-on-3 in the paint. A little runner is good from Johnson. And it's 15-8 CSU. Kayla Carter into the front court. Double team. Throws a high pass to Lee, who climbs the ladder to get it over on the far side. And she had some ups on that one. Kayla Carter driving into the paint. Off of the glass. Good! And she's fouled. Count the bucket. Man, what a drive and great body control at the end by Kayla Carter. And 17-8. Kayla is so good when she gets in traffic like that. And the free throw is no good. Lee Williamson fighting for it. Saved it on her back. Out to Kayla Carter, who'll take a three and drain it. How about that? And another timeout called by Georgia Southwestern. So Lee hustled to save it. Kicked it to Kayla for the three. And the Lady Cougars lead it 20-8. And Georgia Southwestern's burned a couple of timeouts. Hey, stuff going on this weekend. Baseball, all the games are in Tampa at the Yankees Spring Training Complex. And Friday will be St. Leo at 1. Saturday, Catawba at noon. Sunday will be Barton at 11. Women's tennis at Charleston Southern on Saturday, 10 a.m. And softball, doubleheaders at Lenore Rhine on Saturday at 1 and at Catawba on Sunday at 1. So good luck to baseball, softball, tennis starting this weekend. It's that time of year. Behind the arc on the left side, Southwestern has it. A drive into the paint, hard off the glass, no good. They got a deflected rebound and put it back up and in. Trimble did. 20-10, CSU. Ebo double teamed in the back court and a held ball. The arrow belongs to CSU, so they'll retain the possession. I want to thank Josh Fuller for all the stats and the notes. Corey Aldis for his usual help on the video and audio, helping to set up the broadcast. The jumper on the baseline by Ebo is no good, but it's knocked out of bounds by Georgia Southwestern. Arian Dozier checking into the game for the first time tonight, and Ebo checks out. Ebony Williams comes to the bench for a breather. We get the ball into Lee. Gets it up top, Kayla Carter. Dawkins pass to Arian Dozier. Back to Chris Boston, off the glass, no. Got it back, turned around, and put it up and in. Chris Boston, 22-10. She is such a pleasure to watch. She never panics. Takes everything that should be taken nice and easy. That's the way she does it. Down low, off the glass, no, but a whistle and a foul on CSU's Kayla Carter, and that will put the Hurricanes at the line. And the first free throw is good by Trimble. 22-11. Journey Smith waiting at the scorer's table. The next one is no good. Dawkins grabs a rebound. Aj gets it to Kayla Carter. 1:08 left in a good first quarter for CSU. Boston, low block, spins into the paint. Whistle and a travel. So Journey checks in. Kayla Carter comes out for a breather. Final minute 2 of the quarter. Try to combine that with a quarter break. Give them a little longer. 22-11. CSU on top, 52 seconds left in the first quarter. Perez at the head of the key, near the logo now. Chapman over on the far side. Kicks it over down in the right corner. A drive into the paint. Shot is blocked by Chris Boston. She got it back with 3 on the shot clock. Threw it right to Journey Smith with 32 seconds left in the quarter. They stop the ball. Journey picks it up on the right side. Throws a high pass that Chris Boston is able to pull down. Lee Williamson at the head of the key. 20 seconds left in the quarter. 2 less than that on the shot clock. Arian Dozier down the right side of the lane. Layup missed. Rebound Boston off the glass. Good. Chris Boston cleaned it up. 24-11. CSU, they get the ball in. Long shot that will not count. It did not go. And a good quarter for CSU, leading Georgia Southwestern 24-11. We thank you for listening to CSU Cougar basketball on Cougar Sports TV. And we thank all of our sponsors. Cougar basketball is sponsored by Burger King, Pepsi, Mediacom, the Houston Clinic, CSU Dining Services, Kia, La Quinta Inn and Suites, Valley Hospitality, Hula Hands, the Cannon Brew Club, the Cougar Club, the CSU Bookstore, Duke's Eatery, Kinetic Credit Union, CSU's Girls in the Game, Waffle House, Buckhead Steak and Wine, and Coca-Cola. We thank all of our sponsors. We couldn't do any of this without our sponsors, and we appreciate them very much. And we appreciate you, our listeners and our viewers and the Cougar fans, going and visiting these sponsors and tell them you heard about them on CSU Cougar Sports. 24-11, CSU on top after 1 quarter. I don't have a stat sheet. The live stats are 2 points behind, but I'll give you what it has. 8 of 13 for CSU from the floor, 61%. Georgia Southwestern, 5 of 14, 35%. We're 1 of 1 from behind the arc. They're 0 of 3 from out there, and Georgia Southwestern has the ball to start the second quarter. Free throw line, kick it on the wing to Perez. Shot fake, drives in, off the glass, missed it, tipped up, no. They got it back and put it up and in. That was Trimble who got it on the second try. 24-13, a whistle on a foul on the Hurricanes in the backcourt. And Mariah Trimble called for the foul.
Hey, Foxy, get back. On. Please, get on the opposite wing. Trap, Journey, wait.
Dawkins gets it in to Journey Smith in the backcourt.
Go, now. Look, tack it.
Arian Dozier driving into the elbow. Pass to Dawkins, low block, knocked out of her hands. Tatiana Wilson picks it up. Gets it to Arian Dozier, the held ball. And the arrow belongs to Georgia Southwestern. So the Hurricanes with it into the front court. Up top on the left side at the head of the key now is Trimble. Trimble to Chapman. Chapman to Perez, right in front of me and right in front of our bench. Up top at the head of the key, a drive into the paint, and a runner, no good. And the rebound kicks out on the wing. Georgia Southwestern trying to save it. They throw it right back into Journey Smith. Journey driving back the other way with a defender in front of her. The defender knocked the ball out of Journey's hands. It goes out of bounds. Still belongs to CSU. 24-13, Lady Cougars, 8:50 left in the second quarter. We try to get it into Dawkins, and they knock it away, and out of bounds still belongs to CSU. And CSU wants to call a timeout. And it'll turn into the media timeout here. Hey, fans, don't forget now, coming up at the Lumpkin Center, we've got something really special. as two-time Olympic softball pitcher and gold medalist Jenny Finch is coming to Columbus. March 26th. Man, it's getting closer, isn't it? The 5th annual Girls in the Game Luncheon will be held inside the Lumpkin Center with Jenny Finch serving as the keynote speaker. And you can go online now to get your tickets. Go to CSUCougars.com. Look for the Girls in the Game link. Click on it, and you can buy your tickets. And the tickets have been going quickly, but there are tickets remaining. So make a note to yourself to do that as soon as possible. Jenny Finch, the keynote speaker at the Girls in the Game luncheon, and that's coming up on March 26th. We'll be on the road again Saturday for our first back-to-back conference road games. We'll be at Augusta. And the road games now are heard audio only right here on Cougar Sports TV, and the home games, the video and the audio. All right, so Journey Smith on the baseline looking to get it in. Does to Arian Dozier down in the corner. Fruit kicks it over to Journey, drives into the paint. They knock it away from her and come up with it into the front court. A long pass. Perez, Chapman down in the right corner for three. Drained it. 24-16. They hit their first long one of the night. Three starters going back to the scorer's table for CSU. Dawkins, a 15-footer, no good from the free throw line, and a rebounding foul on Georgia Southwestern. On Johnson. So Chris Boston, Kayla Carter, Ebony Williams back in, Arian Dozier, Journey Smith, and Toxiana Wilson out for Columbus State. Baseline. Ebo gets it in to Kayla. Kayla driving in, short jumper outside the lane, no good. Rebound tipped into the hands of a white jersey. And the Hurricanes blue comes the other way with it. So Georgia Southwestern is back to within 8 with 8 minutes left in the first half. And they've got the ball. Blue kicks it down into the corner. Perez tried an entry pass, turnover. Long pass to Ebo. Kicks it out to Lee for three. No. Dawkins, backside rebound. She's fouled on the way back up. And we'll go to the line to shoot two. Hodge got her. Ajane was there to get the miss. Val Merlos checking into the game. And Ebo comes out. Dawkins at the line. Free throw, spins out on her, no good. She is 3 for 5 at the line now. She's got 7 points, all in that first quarter. And this one is good. (25-16) CSU. 7.5 minutes left in the first half. Georgia Southwestern with the ball. Perez driving the baseline. We cut it off. Pass into the paint, knocked away, picked up by Merlos. Val, long, good pass to Lee, and a layup good. What a pass from Val Merlos right into Lee's hands, running full stride, and she laid it up and in. 27-16, CSU. Runner in the lane just inside the free throw line by Chapman is good. 27-18, Lady Cougars. Dawkins into the front court. Tried to get Merlos, who was open in the corner, and threw it over Val's head and out of bounds. So a turnover, and CSU will get back on defense now. Head of the key. Perez, Chapman for three. Air ball from the right wing into the hands of Dawkins. To Lee. Williamson into the front court. Pulls a long two and misses it. Long rebound on the wing. Southwestern gets it. 2-on-2 in the paint. No. But drew the foul and will go to the line to shoot two. Val Merlos fouled her. One of the Georgia Southwestern students sitting in the one end of the building here in Hawaiian shirts tonight. And Chapman's free throw is good. 27-19. CSU. And that one is also good. 27-20. So CSU's lead is down to 7. 6:19 left in the half. Into the front court, Dawkins. Merlos for three. Right corner, good. Val Merlos. Air Barcelona has taken flight on her first shot tonight. And it's 30-20, CSU. Southwestern to the ball right in front of me. Into the paint. Kicked it up, head of the key, and a travel. A turnover. So the Lady Cougars will get it right in front of me.
There we go, flat.
Coach Madhauser giving the play instructions. We get it in. Dawkins driving into the paint, turned it over. Canes back the other way. Perez threw a bad pass, but they run it down and save the possession. Trimble takes a three. That was Jeffrey, I beg your pardon. No good. The rebound goes to CSU. They give Kayla Carter a three. She takes it, and she makes it. Kayla Carter with her second long one. They gave it to her, and she said, all right, why not? 33-20. CSU, 5 minutes left in the first half. Lady Cougars trying to win one on the road after losing at home on Saturday. Three-point attempt from the wing is no good, but Aj pushed her, and she will go to the line to shoot three. That's the second foul on Aj. And so Blue will go to the line to shoot three. And Dawkins will come out with the 2 fouls. Blue goes to the line. The first one is no good. In and out. Blues shooting the second of the three. Rattled that one in for her first point of the night. 33-21. They got to within 7, and we reeled off 6 quick ones. Back-to-back threes. And Blue made the third one. 33-22, Columbus State, 4:45. Val Merlos on the left wing for three. Good again. Air Barcelona. 2 for 2. We have hit 3 3-point field goals in a row, 36-22. A drive down the right side of the lane and a charge on Jeffrey. Into the front court, fine foul again. She's made 2 in a row. Kayla Carter drives down the left side of the lane. She's fouled. A push on Cochran. The bonus, so Kayla will go to the line. After they wipe up some sweat down on the far end. Kayla Carter with 10 points here tonight and make it 11 as the first one hit the front of the rim and kicked up over it in. 37-22. CSU with its biggest lead. The next one is good. CSU by 16 with 4:14 to play in the first half. Up top, just to the right of the head of the key for 3, no good. Chris Boston with a rebound. Outlet pass to Lee Williamson, and she got hammered in the backcourt. Got hit right on the shoulder by Perez. And so Lee will come the other way to shoot a couple of free throws here. Been a long first half because of a lot of fouls, a lot of free throws shot. Lee Williamson at the line, nothing but nets. 39-22 CSU. One of the officials comes over to the scorer's table to talk to the clock operator. Lee back to the free throw line, and it's good. 40-22, Columbus State. 3:58 left here in the first half of the women's game. Perez behind the arc on the right side to Samuel. Samuel kicks it over on the wing to Cochran. Pass underneath is off the hands of Smith and out of bounds. Another turnover. Live stats here at courtside are behind, so I can't really give you an accurate update on that.
Chris.
Val Merlos up top left side. Lee way out on the right wing. Toxie traveled with the ball just inside the right elbow.
Pass, go strong side, zone O.
Into the front court. Southwestern with the ball behind the arc on the right side. Dribbling to the right elbow. Jumper, no good. Rebound, Chris Boston. Boy, did a nice job of blocking out and grabbing that one. Into the front court, Kayla Carter. Boston, jumper in the key, short. Toxie fighting for a rebound and knocked it out of bounds and indeed over the back, and a foul on Toxiana Wilson. That's her first.
Wilson. First personal, third team foul for Columbus State.
Southwestern into the front court. Perez head of the key down the right side of the lane. Kicks it out to Samuel. Smith, low post. Boston won't let her in. Perez for 3. No. Backside rebound, Toxiana Wilson. Toxie outlet pass to Lee Williamson. Lee down the middle of the lane, off the glass on the left side, no. Chris Boston got it. Her putback attempt is blocked. She got it back to Kayla Carter. Baseline to Merlos, behind the arc for 3. Good again! Air Barcelona is flying high tonight. 3 of 3 from out there. 43-22, Columbus State. Southwestern just turned it over again. Kayla Carter back the other way, off the glass, missed the layup. Kayla got it back and put it up and in and scored. 45-22, Lady Cougars. have opened it up here in the first half with 1:37 to play. Behind the arc on the left side. Down in the corner, Perez for three. Air ball into the hands of Toxie. Outlet to Lee. Lee driving in, scooping and scoring. Lee Williamson with 10 points. And it's 47-22. CSU with 1:08 left in the first half here in the women's game. Down in the corner for three. Short. They got a rebound in the paint, trying to put it back up. Will kick it out instead. Perez to Trimble at the free throw line, and the jumper is good. 47-24. Kayla Carter back the other way. Short jumper rims out on her. No good. Chris Boston grabbed a rebound. They knocked it away. She got it back. Lee from the right elbow extended good. Man, we're making shots tonight. 49-24. Columbus State with 25 seconds left here in the first half. Shot clock and game clock in virtual sync. 13 seconds. Head of the key for three. Good. Samuel hit a three-pointer. 49-27. 2 seconds. Kayla Carter fires up a long one that did not go, but quite a first half for the Lady Cougars as they lead it 49-27 here at the half. My goodness, outstanding first half of basketball, and in particular that second quarter. All Lady Cougars here at the half, 49-27. We thank you for listening to CSU Cougar basketball on Cougar Sports TV. And we thank all of our sponsors. Cougar basketball is sponsored by Burger King, Pepsi, Mediacom, the Houston Clinic, CSU Dining Services, Kia, La Quinta Inn and Suites, Valley Hospitality, Hula Hands, the Cannon Brew Pub, the Cougar Club, the CSU Bookstore, Nuke's Eatery, Kinetic Credit Union, CSU's Girls in the Game, Waffle House, Buckhead Steak and Wine, and Coca-Cola. We thank all of our sponsors. We couldn't do any of this without our sponsors, and we appreciate them very much. And we appreciate you, our listeners and our viewers and the Cougar fans, going and visiting these sponsors and tell them you heard about them on CSU Cougar Sports. So at the half here of the women's game, 49-27. CSU is on top, and the first half stats, CSU from the floor tonight, 17 of 33, 51%. And the Georgia Southwestern Hurricanes, 10 of 28, 35.7%. Rebounds, 13 for Georgia Southwestern, a whopping 24 for CSU. And we got all kind of activity going on around here at the table. It's like a three-ring circus here right now. Let me finish up these stats so we can get to Coach Robert Moore. Kayla Carter led the way with 14 points for CSU. Leasia Williamson with 12 points. And Val Merlos had 9 points, 3 for 3 from behind the three-point arc for Val. And for the Hurricanes, 9 points from Lex Chapman. All right, we'll come back and we'll talk with Coach Robert Moore coming up here. The Lady Cougars lead it at the half, 49-27. We thank you for listening to CSU Cougar basketball on Cougar Sports TV. And we thank all of our sponsors. Cougar basketball is sponsored by Burger King, Pepsi, Mediacom, the Houston Clinic, CSU Dining Services, Kia, La Quinta Inn and Suites, Valley Hospitality, Hula Hands, the Cannon Brew Pub, the Cougar Club, the CSU Bookstore, Nuke's Eatery, Kinetic Credit Union, CSU's Girls in the Game, Waffle House, Buckhead Steak and Wine, and Coca-Cola. We thank all of our sponsors. We couldn't do any of this without our sponsors, and we appreciate them very much. And we appreciate you, our listeners and our viewers and the Cougar fans, going and visiting these sponsors and tell them you heard about them on CSU Cougar Sports. And here at courtside inside the Storm Dome, Coach Robert Moore joins us. His Cougars will get set to take on the Hurricanes here tonight. And Robert trying to bounce back from a very tough loss on Saturday at home.
Yeah, the Cougar family, the players, the coaches, everybody was disappointed. I thought Young Harris did a good job, though, coming in and playing at their pace and their style. And Scott, we couldn't make enough shots to stop them.
Well, let's turn our attention to tonight's game here and talk about Georgia Southwestern.
Oh, one of those teams in the league now. You've seen it around this league that can beat you if you don't play your game. I mean, they got a good starting five. Bench is not as strong, but if you let those guys like Jamari Dean, the inside player, get going, it could be a tough night. And, man, you've been coming in this place a long time, and it's a hard place to play in. So we just got to get off to a good start and see what happens.
Well, this game sometimes we try to make it harder than it really is. Not that it's not a hard game. I talked with Matt about this earlier. Nothing matters except, in the end, putting the ball in the hoop. You've got to score points, and you got to figure out a way not to give away those possessions, don't you?
Right, and you saw that at Clay State in our game. We played really well the first half, and they couldn't make any shots the second half. This game, Coach Green used to tell me this a long time ago, you got to have more points than your opponent. And sometimes I think we get caught up in defensive assignments, blocking out, rebounding, turnovers. But at the end of the day, you got to make enough shots so you can win the basketball game.
All right, again, in a nutshell, what do we need to do?
We got to turn them over. We're really good at when we turning people over, get some points in transition. And like you said, we got to knock down some shots. And, Scott, we got to go inside the Hunter Preston. The kid is having a stretch that I've seen in a long time since the Kenny Funderburk and those kind of guys' days. We got to go inside to him and get him to establish something on the inside.
Boy, he really has just been phenomenal. Peach Belt Conference Player of the Week. I thought he should have maybe been the National Player of the Week for what he did.
Oh, with his stats and the things that he's done, I'm just glad he's a Cougar, and I hope he can keep it up.
All right. Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
Coach Robert Moore. We're at the half of the women's game, and it's 49-27. The Lady Cougars on top. And fans want to remind you about the CSU Cougar Club, and you have an opportunity to help the Columbus State Athletic Department out and help the student athletes out by becoming a Cougar Club member. And it's easy to do. You can go online, csucougars.com, and follow the link, and you can join the Cougar Club. Many of you are already members, and we thank you for that. And it really is so very important for the really the lifeblood of the athletic program, and we thank all of you folks who have made the commitment to support CSU athletics. And if you're not a member of the Cougar Club, I urge you to go online and check it out. And there are different levels of support that you can pledge, and check that out online at csucougars.com. At the half here, and CSU Lady Cougars are up 49-27. And we'll take a short break, and we'll come back here in just a few minutes to get the second half underway here on Cougar Sports TV.
She's still in, right? All right, the action's picking up. We're out for a couple fly. She does miss every once in a while. I don't think that was possible. Good hustle, though. Good hustle, good hustle. Final four, here we go. All right, pace picks up a little bit. Still alive. Nice follow-up. Here we go. We got about a minute to go. Let's see if we can finish it up. He's still alive. He's still alive. Here we go. She's still in there. Still in there. Long rebound. Still alive. 1 minute to go. Here we go. Keep going. Here we go. You all right? You all right? We got 40 seconds. You all right? You gonna make it? Oh. All right, 30 seconds to go. We're gonna get a winner. Here we go. Let's go. All right. 15 seconds to go. Here we go. Last two. Oh, he's still in. All right, 5 seconds to work on the draw. Oh, we got it.
Scott Miller back at the Storm Dome at Georgia Southwestern here on Cougar Sports TV, and an outstanding first half of basketball for CSU as they lead it here at the half, 49-27. Really a very even first two quarters offensively for CSU. 24 in the first and 25 in the second. Fans, if you're looking for fresh-made food with impeccable ingredients, make sure to visit Nuke's Eatery at 5555 Whittlesey Boulevard at Columbus Park Crossing. Whether it's a quick lunch, family meal, or office catering, you always get the best from Nuke's, a proud supporter of Columbus State University athletics. And we appreciate the great partnership that we have with Nuke's Eatery. One of my favorite places, and I could go for one of their grilled salmon Caesar salads right now. See, when you want to eat healthy, there you go. They got things like that. I need to eat more of those healthy things. I'll tell you that. All right, Lady Cougars breaking the huddle here. And they are in a fine mood, as you would expect, with a 49-27 lead. Need a good, strong start here to this third quarter. Not let Georgia Southwestern try to get back in this thing. CSU with the ball first. Kayla Carter gets it to Lee Williamson. Lee, Chris Boston, right elbow, puts it on the floor, kicks it back to Ebo. Lee for three, short from the left wing. Rebound goes to the Hurricanes. Into the front court. Behind the arc on the left side. To the baseline. Behind the arc, trying to get it down on the low block. Great pass inside to Trimble, and she laid it up and in. 49-29. Lee Williamson up top on the left side. Ebo. Kayla Carter drew the foul. Foul was on Perez. And CSU will get it on the baseline. Ebo to the right of the basket. Looking to get it in to Oz. Does to Chris Boston on the low block. Her pass is knocked away and into the scorer's table. Touch last by the Canes. And CSU will maintain possession with 15 on the shot clock. Ebo gets it into Kayla Carter. Kayla to the left elbow. A runner outside the lane, no. Rebound goes to Georgia Southwestern. Hurricanes into the front court. Behind the arc on the right side. Between the circles. Down in the corner. Perez driving into the paint, and a little hook shot, no good. They got a rebound, though, and put it up and in. That was Jeffrey in there with her first basket of the night. 49-31 CSU. Southwestern has scored the first 4 points of the second half. We get the ball to Lee. Ebo does. Lee cutting to the basket and lays it up and in.
Williamson for Columbus State.
20-point lead is back for CSU with 8:07 to play in the third quarter. That was a good pass down there from Ebo to Lee, cutting to the bucket. We kick the ball out of bounds down on the other end, and Southwestern will get it. Get it into Perez. Perez kicks it down into the corner. Trimble inside of the arc. Kicks it over to Perez for three. Good. Down in the right corner. Perez with the three-pointer. 51-34 CSU. Journey Smith goes to the scores table. Lee gets it to Chris Boston. Post up in the middle of the lane. Off the glass with a defender in front of her. No. Rebound, Georgia Southwestern. Chris falls to the floor. She's okay. She gets up. There's a three in and out on the right wing. Long rebound, Dawkins. Dawkins driving in. One person to beat all the way. Off the glass. Good. What a drive, coast to coast, and a finish by Oz. 53-34. Great body control there at the last to avoid that defender who was planted in the lane.
That's right.
Dawkins with 10 points now. And they just bounced it out of bounds. Up top at the head of the key, Chapman just bounced it toward the low block. Nobody in a white jersey was there. All right, Fruit is in, Arian Dozier in. Journey Smith is in.
Mark.
Ebo and Kayla Carter come out for a breather. Up top, Dawkins. Dozier, right side. Boston, post up, low block, turns, shoots, misses. Backside rebound, Georgia Southwestern. 1 against 1, and she fumbled it away out of bounds, but touched last by Leasia Williamson. So the Hurricanes will retain possession. And on the baseline to the right of the basket, gets it in. Behind the arc on the right side, head of the key is Perez.
Come on.
Perez. Behind the arc, left side. Penetrates, kicks it in the corner, puts it on the floor, shoots, misses. Rebound, Boston on the miss from Johnson. Outlet to Lee. Down the middle of the floor all the way. Layup too short. Dawkins cleaned it up, though. Ajane there to clean it up. Put it back in. She's got 12, and it's 55-34. CSU 5:59 to play here in the third quarter. Perez into the front court.
Go, Journey.
Head of the key. Behind the arc on the right side. Pass into the paint. Hodges turns around, knocked away by Fruit into the hands of Dawkins. Bounce pass to Journey Smith. Journey in the lane, off the glass. No, but she's fouled. And she'll go to the line to shoot 2. Val Marilos checking into the game. Taxiana Wilson checks into the game. Lee Williamson out. And Chris Boston out. Journey will go to the line to shoot. And the first one is good. That's her first point of the night. 56-34 CSU. And the next one is good. 57-34 Lady Cougars. 5:37 to play in the third quarter. Perez into the front court. Marilos stole the ball. Val dribbles in, pulls up for 3. Shot that one long. Journey Smith gets the rebound. Taxiana Wilson on the baseline. A jumper, no good. Dawkins with a rebound at the free throw line, and she's fouled. Foul was on Hodge, her third.
Third personal.
CSU will get it on the baseline. Marilos, baseline, looking to get it in. And she throws it to Toxie up top. Journey, foul in the corner, traveled with it. Hesitant to shoot that one. She thought about it, but tried to put it on the floor. That caused her to take steps. She made all 3 of her three-point attempts in the first half. Missed the first one here. Journey Smith just stole the ball at midcourt, and she goes back and lays it up and in. Journey with the steal. And a timeout called by Georgia Southwestern. And it'll turn into the media timeout with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. CSU up 59-34. We thank you for listening to CSU Cougar basketball on Cougar Sports TV. And we thank all of our sponsors. Cougar basketball is sponsored by Burger King, Pepsi, MediaCom, the Houston Clinic, CSU Dining Services, Kia, La Quinta Inn and Suites, Valley Hospitality, Houlihan's, the Cannon Brew Pub, the Cougar Club, the CSU Bookstore, Duke's Eatery, Kinetic Credit Union, CSU's Girls in the Game, Waffle House, Buckhead Steak and Wine, and Coca-Cola. We thank all of our sponsors. We couldn't do any of this without our sponsors, and we appreciate them very much. And we appreciate you, our listeners and our viewers and the Cougar fans, going and visiting these sponsors and tell them you heard about them on CSU Cougar Sports. Hey, fans, don't forget you can stay connected with Columbus State Athletics on Twitter. Follow at CSU Cougars for all your daily news and updates at CSU Cougars. And Val Merlos tried to steal the ball in the backcourt and fouled instead. And that'll get us to another timeout here. The actual media, the last one was the full timeout for the first team timeout called in the second half. CSU up 59 to 34. Again, don't forget we're at Augusta on Saturday. 1:30 for the women, and the men will follow. 3:30 the scheduled game time. Usually works out that it's a little later than that. And you can hear it, the audio only of the road games right here on Cougar Sports TV. We're back at home 1 week from tonight when old rival Georgia College comes in, and that'll be our first Wednesday conference game at the Lumpkin Center at Herbert Green Court. And Georgia College 1 week from tonight. 5:30 for the women, 7:30 for the men. Georgia Southwestern, by the way, is down to one timeout remaining. CSU has 3. CSU also up 59 to 34. 4:53 left in the third quarter. Hurricanes drive into the paint and throw it away. Just unforced turnover, really. Just threw it out of bounds.
Stay right there in the middle. Stay right there in the middle. Yes, Journey. Yes, Journey.
Journey gets it into Dawkins. Free throw line. Merlos in the corner for 3. Shot it long. Backside rebound. Dawkins fought for it. Didn't get it. And into the front court. A whistle and a foul on Toxiana Wilson.
Good energy, Toxie. Good energy.
Second foul on Toxie.
Wilson, second personal, second team foul.
Down in the left corner, Hurricanes driving in. Jumper outside of the lane is no good, but a foul on Val Merlos.
What did she hit her with?
Her third.
What did she hit her with? Excuse me. What did she hit her with? So I know.
And going to the line, the first free throw by Chapman is good. (59-35). And the second one is on the way. It is also good. (59-36) CSU. Journey gets it in the front court. Toxie gets it to Aj on the low block. Her shot is blocked out of bounds. And a technical has been called. Double technical.
23.
Double technical on She said 23. That would be Toxie for CSU. And Johnson for the Hurricanes. So double technical. As the officials try to sort it out, they're talking with the Georgia Southwestern coach right now.
Technical foul call.
Coach Hauser trying to ask the official what the technical was called for on Toxie anyway. The official who called it is talking to Matt about it now and explaining it. Matt has a perplexed look on his face. Valmero's trying to get the ball in on the baseline, and the paint is knocked away. Turnover. Hurricanes back the other way. A three from the left corner is no good. They get a long rebound. 3:57 left in the third quarter of this one. Wide open three down in the left corner. That one is good.
Last 10 for 3.
59-39 CSU. Journey Smith into the front court. Journey drives the baseline. Her shot is blocked. Canes come away with it. A run out and a layup. Good. 59-41 CSU, and that immediately gets three starters up off the bench back to the scorer's table for CSU. Arian Dozier into the front court. Threw it away in the paint. Another turnover. Hurricanes trailing 59-41 with the ball. From the wing for three. Good again. Samuel. 59-44. CSU with 2:55 left in the third quarter. Valmero's left wing for three. No. Backside rebound. Knocked out of bounds by CSU's Journey Smith. And back into the game, Leasia Williamson. Ebony Williams. And Kayla Carter. Tatiana Wilson and Chris Boston remain on the floor. Into the front court, the Hurricanes. They pull to within 15 with 2:37 to play in the third quarter. Down the middle of the lane, they kick it to the baseline. Short corner, can't get the shot off. Gets it to Trimble, driving to the hoop and laid it up and in. Trimble with 13 points. 59-46. And Tatiana, a rather Ebo, takes the pass from Kayla Carter, but she's standing on the sideline. And so a turnover. And Coach Hauser calls a 30-second timeout and will hold it right here. So the Hurricanes are now on a 12-0 run and have cut their deficit to 13, and they've got the ball, 2:18 to play here in this third quarter. CSU led by 22 at the break. And Southwestern with the ball. Into the front court. Trimble behind the arc on the left side. Samuel, a runner in the lane, is good. 59-48. CSU, that's a 14-0 run for the Hurricanes. And a whistle and a foul on Georgia Southwestern as Kayla Carter made it into the front court and was fouled. That's the 15th foul, so Kayla will go to the line to shoot two. So the lead is down to 11. 14-0 run by Georgia Southwestern. And the free throw is no good. I think 23 was the biggest lead, perhaps. Nope, 25 was the biggest lead. Second free throw by Kayla is good. That breaks the 14-0 run, 60-48. Back the other way. Ball in the lane, knocked away. It's loose on the floor. Hurricanes come away with it. So they cut a 25-point deficit to 11. Now it's 12 after the free throw. Head of the key for three. Good again. Wow. 60-51. CSU. Ebo puts it on the floor. A drive. Her shot is blocked. Toxie got it. Lee at the head of the key. Air ball. Into the hands, though, of Chris Boston. And she's fouled as she went back up. And she'll go to the line to shoot two. Wow, the 25-point lead down to 9. And the free throw by Chris is good. Boy, nothing is ever easy, is it? 61-51. And that one's good. Boy, a couple of big free throws right there. 62-51 CSU into the front court. Hurricanes with it. They've hit some threes in this quarter, man, to get back in this thing, the second half of this quarter. There's a three from the wing. Good again. 62-54. That's Samuel again. She has been unconscious here in the third quarter. The lead is down to 8. We led by 25. Now it's 8 with 44 seconds left in the third quarter. And this building has come alive. In the paint, Kayla Carter drives. And the ball is kicked by the Hurricanes. So we'll get 20 on the shot clock. 37 left in the quarter. Ebo baseline to the right of the basket. Looking to get it in, does to Chris Boston. Up top, Kayla Carter. Lee Williamson. Boston, mid-post. Pass is deflected, knocked out of bounds by CSU. So 30.4 seconds left in the third quarter. Into the front court. Georgia Southwestern with it. They're down by 8. They were down by 25. Ebo just fouled her, and that'll send her to the line with 22 seconds to shoot two. It was a slow arriving crowd here tonight, but they are here and into it now. The free throw is no good by Blue. 62-54, Lady Cougars, 22 seconds left. And that one is good, 62-55. So they're within 7 with 18 seconds left in the third quarter. Lee with the ball, 15. Kayla Carter behind the arc on the right side. Boston mid-post, posting up. Called for a travel. Everything has gone wrong the final 5 minutes of this third quarter. 6 seconds, a drive into the front court. A runner, no, they got a rebound. It's blocked on the way back up. Georgia Southwestern screaming for a foul. They will not get it. But the third quarter comes to an end. And what was a 25-point lead at 59-34 is now a 7-point lead for the Lady Cougars at 62-55 as we head to the third, out of the third quarter and into the fourth. We thank you for listening to CSU Cougar basketball on Cougar Sports TV. And we thank all of our sponsors. Cougar basketball is sponsored by Burger King, Pepsi, Mediacom, the Houston Clinic, CSU Dining Services, Kia, La Quinta Inn and Suites, Valley Hospitality, Hula Hands, the Cannon Brew Pub, the Cougar Club, the CSU Bookstore, Nuke's Eatery, Kinetic Credit Union, CSU's Girls in the Game, Waffle House, Buckhead Steak and Wine, and Coca-Cola. We thank all of our sponsors. We couldn't do any of this without our sponsors, and we appreciate them very much. And we appreciate you, our listeners and our viewers and the Cougar fans, going and visiting these sponsors and tell them you heard about them on CSU Cougar Sports. Well, the fourth quarter rolling around. CSU's lead is 7. And I can't give you really any updated stats because here at courtside, the live stats the page has not been updating. It's still stuck when the score was 60-48. It's now 62-55, but they hit some threes in that third quarter, and they're very much back in the game, and they've got the ball to start the fourth. Behind the arc on the right side is Blue. Up top, head of the key, Trimble. Blue between the circles. Blue inside of the arc, drives. Chris Boston blocked her shot, but Trimble got it on the weak side and put it back up and in, and it's 62-57. The 25-point lead is down to 5. Drive back the other way. Kayla Carter missed a layup. Chris Boston got a rebound. The outlet pass is deflected into the hands of the Hurricanes. Man, we've got to get somebody to right the ship here. Up top at the head of the key. 4-3, no good. Rebound knocked out of bounds by the Hurricanes. Samuel, who had been hot from outside, missed the three-pointer at the head of the key. Chris Boston comes out. Arian Dozier checks in. Well, gut check time for Columbus State here in the fourth quarter. Everything was fun, a lot of smiles when a 25-point lead at 59-34. Well, that's down to 5 now, just underway in the fourth quarter. Dawkins driving down the right side of the lane, missed the shot. Southwestern comes away with it, and a travel. Coach Matt Hauser comes out. He tells his team to settle down, take a deep breath. Journey Smith checking in, and Ebo comes out. CSU with the ball, 5-point lead, 8:45 to play. Kayla Carter, man, we need a basket of some sort from anybody. Journey Smith, Fruit, low post. Lee, head of the key. Kayla Carter behind the arc, puts it on the floor on the left side, drives to the baseline. They cut it off. Out on the wing to Lee, 10 on the shot clock. Lee pushed way out, 8 on the shot clock, drives in and gets it to Dawkins. Turnaround, little hook shot, no good. Rebound loose on the floor, and a foul on Arian Dozier.
Dozier. Third personal, third team foul.
So the Hurricanes with the ball, down by 5 into the front court with 8:08 to play in the fourth quarter. Blue at the head of the key down the right side of the lane. We stopped the drive, knocked away, picked up by Kayla Carter. She's got Lee Williamson ahead of the field. A layup is good. Man. And Georgia Southwestern player maybe lost a contact in the back court, the reason for the whistle. Lee with the layup off of the turnover, and it's 64 to 57 now. Yeah, see, one of the Southwestern players lost a contact in the backcourt, and she's still trying to find it. And I think she just did. Coach Hauser takes this opportunity to get a free timeout, basically talking with his team. Coach Hauser in his first year, and graduate assistant coach Abby Goodsell, student assistant coach, and now graduate assistant because Michaela Raymondville graduated back in December. Well, now one of the officials comes over to the scores table to talk to the clock operator. Got to get that squared away. 64-57. CSU, Georgia Southwestern with the ball, 7:48 to play. Well, you just got to find a way to survive and win here on the road. How many times have we said that? No style points. Just cannot let this one slip away. Behind the arc on the left side, up top at the head of the key. Out on the right wing, Blue. Bounce pass down low, turnover, picked up by Kayla Carter. Outlet to Lee Williamson. Lee driving into the paint, puts a shot up, no good down low, and they come away with it, and they've got a run out. A layup attempt is good. It hung on the rim and dropped in there for Chapman. And it's 64-59. They're back to within 5 with 7 minutes left in the game. Dawkins, low post, right side. Gets it back to Journey Smith on the wing. Back to Dawkins in the short corner. Reverses it on the wing. Lee. Lee drives, scoops. Her shot is blocked. Southwestern comes away with it. 6.5 minutes to play. 64-59 CSU, but Southwestern has the ball. I probably don't have to tell you this, but you should find a different lucky spot wherever you are here. Things have not been working out well for this one. Jumper for 3, no good on the wing, but they get a rebound, throw it back into the lane, and they miss a little easy one. They missed a little chippy inside, and CSU got the rebound. Man, that would have got them to within 3, but it did not. So can CSU take advantage of that break? Leading by 5, 5:57 to play. Journey Smith, left wing. Dozier puts it on the floor, and she's fouled on the floor. That's just the second, well, the first foul, actually, on Georgia Southwestern. Man, they missed a little chippy putback shot down there that would have made it 64-61, but they missed it. CSU got the rebound. Kayla, baseline, gets it into Chris Boston. On the weak side, kicks it over to Kayla, driving into the paint. Ball knocked away, but right into the hands of Chris Boston, and she lays it up and in. Chris makes it 66-59. CSU, 5.5 minutes to play. Blue down the right side of the lane. Boston blocked a shot into the hands of Lee Williamson. Lee down the right side, defender back, and knocked it out of her hands and out of bounds, but it still belongs to the Lady Cougars. Journey Smith baseline to the right of the basket, looking to get it in. And she's having trouble, but gets it into Chris Boston. And Coach Matt Hauser calls a timeout, and it'll turn into the media timeout with 5:20 to play. And CSU clinging to a 7-point lead. We thank you for listening to CSU Cougar basketball on Cougar Sports TV. And we thank all of our sponsors. Cougar basketball is sponsored by Burger King, Pepsi, MediaCom, the Houston Clinic, CSU Dining Services, Kia, La Quinta Inn and Suites, Valley Hospitality, Hula Hands, the Cannon Brew Club, the Cougar Club, the CSU Bookstore, Luke's Eatery, Kinetic Credit Union, CSU's girls in the game. Waffle House, Buckhead Steak and Wine, and Coca-Cola. We thank all of our sponsors. We couldn't do any of this without our sponsors, and we appreciate them very much. And we appreciate you, our listeners and our viewers and the Cougar fans, going and visiting these sponsors and tell them that you heard about them on CSU Sports. Well, 5:20 to play. CSU up 66-59. I wish I could give you some updated stats, but the live stats here at courtside at least are way behind, so they are not accurate. The only stat that matters is the scoreboard. It's a little 7-point lead right now. Closest they got back to was within 5. CSU led by 25 in the third quarter. Kayla Carter for 3, head of the key, no good. Rebound goes to Georgia Southwestern. When they went on that 14-0 run, they hit several three-point field goals to get back into the game. They've cooled off a little bit from behind the arc since that time. Left elbow jumper is no good, and they steal a rebound. Just a great hustle play by Chapman to steal a rebound, and the shot clock did not reset. And let's see if they will do that and see if it was a change of possession, and it was not. So they should not change it. And now they decide that they will not, and that's the correct call. 16 seconds on the shot clock. Southwestern with the ball, 4:35 to play, 66-59 CSU, ahead of the key for 3. No! Boston with a rebound. Thank goodness they have cooled off from behind the arc. Journey Smith into the front court. We got to get some buckets here, ladies. Journey Smith head of the key. Chris Boston, short jumper, baseline, no good. Backside rebound, deflected into the hands of Kayla Carter. She gets it to Journey Smith. Coach Hauser says, push it back out. Down in the corner, Journey gets it to Dawkins. Low post, throws a bad pass. Kayla Carter comes away with it and draws the foul as she falls to the floor and some pain. She'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Dominic Jeffrey, fourth personal, second team foul.
Foul was on Jeffrey. So Kayla, who hit the floor hard, goes to the scorer's table. Now back to the free throw line as she walked toward the scorer's table a little bit. Now back to the free throw line. First one is in and out, no good. (66-59) Columbus State, 3:55 to play. This one no good, missed them both. Rebound, Georgia Southwestern. Into the front court. Blue. Head of the key, Chapman. Blue. Head of the key. Behind the arc on the left side. Samuel driving in, lost the handle on it, got it back off the glass. No, they got a rebound, stuck it up, and they missed another easy one. And a long pass, we throw a bad pass. Boston threw it long, and they turned it over. 3:18 to play. So we got a rebound off of a stop, but we threw it away immediately. Southwestern with the ball. Long 2 up top, no. Kayla Carter with a rebound. 7-point CSU lead with the ball, 2:59 to play. Kayla Carter between the circles. Lee Williamson up top left side. The pass is deflected into the hands of the Hurricanes. They throw it back the other way, and a whistle and a foul on CSU to prevent a layup attempt. And that will send them to the line to try to make the 2 points there with 2:43 to play. And the lead of CSU is 7. Here's Val Marilos checking into the game.
Smith. First personal, second team foul.
So Chapman will go to the line to shoot 2. They're down by 7 with 2:43 to play. The first one is good.
Hey, Journey, you're up top on 23. Foul down.
Hey, watch the press!
This one could get them to 5. Again, that's as close as they've been after they trailed by 25. Free throw is good. It's a 5-point CSU lead. 2:42 to go. Somehow, you have to find a way to hang on to this win. We had a 25-point lead in the third quarter. Pass is deflected out of bounds into the CSU bench by Georgia Southwestern. So CSU will get it with 16 on the shot clock. Lee down in the right corner. Pass is knocked out of bounds again by Georgia Southwestern. Again, CSU will get it. That took 1 second off the clock. Lee right in front of us, just to the left of her bench. Gets it into Journey Smith. Journey, a drive. They stop the drive, kicks it back to Merlos outside. Boston, free throw line. Lee Williamson, right wing. 4 on the shot clock. Dawkins, a drive. In and out, no good. Rebound, Boston ripped it away. Missed the putback. She thought she got fouled. No call. Into the front court. The ball's knocked away. Georgia Southwestern comes up with it. For 3 on the wing, short. And the rebound goes to Dawkins. With 1:56 to go. That would have pulled them to within 2. Merlos in the corner for 3. No. Rebound, Southwestern. 1:44 to go. Cougars clinging to a skinny little 5-point lead. Georgia Southwestern with the ball. In the paint, Sandwell had her shot blocked into the hands of Vala Merlos. Boston blocked the shot. 1:26 to play. Lee right in front of our bench. Both sides have 1 timeout remaining. We're trying to hang on for dear life. 1:17 to play. 5-point CSU lead. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Lee Williamson behind the arc on the left side. Lee gets it to Dawkins. Drives down the right side of the lane, and she threw it out of bounds. She tried to hit Boston on the weak side and bounced it away. Well, they've had the ball, I think, for 3 straight possessions, down by 5, and they haven't been able to score, and there's 1:01 to play. We got to get another stop. Blue into the front court. Blue up top. Oh! And they threw it away. Lee Williams comes away with it down the right side of the lane, draws the foul. And she'll go to the line to shoot 2. Jeffrey wasn't looking. She had her back turned to her teammate with the ball, and she threw it and hit off the back of Jeffrey to turn it over. CSU came back the other way, and Lee's at the line with that student section making all that noise. And the free throw is perfect. 67-61. Lady Cougars with 48 seconds. Leasia Williamson back to the line. Up and good. It bounced around and dropped in there. And Georgia Southwestern calls its final timeout. With the Lady Cougars up 68-61, and it's a full timeout with 48.9 seconds to play. We thank you for listening to CSU Cougar basketball on Cougar Sports TV. And we thank all of our sponsors. Cougar basketball is sponsored by Burger King, Pepsi, MediaCom, the Houston Clinic, CSU Dining Services, Kia, La Quinta Inn and Suites, Valley Hospitality, Hula Hands, the Cannon Brew Pub, the Cougar Club, the CSU Bookstore, Oops Eatery, Kinetic Credit Union, CSU's Girls in the Game, Waffle House, Buckhead Steak and Wine, and Coca-Cola. We thank all of our sponsors. We couldn't do any of this without our sponsors, and we appreciate them very much. And we appreciate you, our listeners and our viewers. stores and the Cougar fans going and visiting these sponsors and tell them you heard about them on CSU Cougar Sports. Well, here's the game reset. CSU is up 68-61, 48.9 seconds to play. Georgia Southwestern with the ball, and Georgia Southwestern is out of timeouts. CSU has one timeout remaining. Get a stop, you guys. Get the ball in ahead of the key. We're trying to save ourselves in America. It's a long three, short. Rebound Dawkins. Outlet to Leasia Williamson. To Journey Smith. Layup good. 70-61. Oh, and a foul in the backcourt on Journey Smith. Well, we didn't need that, but that's just 4. So it will not put them at the line to be able to score with the clock stopped. 36 seconds. CSU's got a 9-point lead. A drive off the glass, good. 70-63. And a whistle and a foul on the inbounds play, or is it? The official blew the whistle. She comes over to talk at the scorer's table. Is no foul. It was just, they wanted to correct the time. 28.8 seconds.
I've got one timeout, right?
You got one.
CSU with the ball, and now CSU will call its final timeout with 31.2 seconds. And of course, that will allow us to advance the ball into the front court to get it away from the Georgia Southwestern basket with 7 seconds. With 31.2 seconds and a 70-63 lead. Don't forget the men's game coming up about 20 to 25 minutes following this game, and that will be on right here on Cougar Sports TV as well. Baseball, softball, and tennis getting started this weekend for CSU. Everything on the road this weekend is baseball, softball, and tennis getting underway. All right, Matt has finished. The Lady Cougars break the huddle. We've only scored 19 points in the second half now. We have 6 in the fourth quarter. And just 10 combined points in this quarter. All right, we get the ball in with 30 seconds to Chris Boston, and she's fouled. And that will send, that should be 5. But they had 4 fouls up on the board before the foul. The board was wrong. That is the 4th foul. So we'll get a chance to run some more clock. We get the ball in to Lee, and she's fouled, and that will send her to the line with 28.4 seconds. At the end of 3, the score was 62-55 CSU. And now it's 70-63 CSU. So been an ugly fourth quarter. CSU has scored only 19 points in the second half now. Make it 20 as Lee makes the first free throw, 71-63. Man. It was 59-34 CSU in the third quarter, 25-point lead. Next one is good. 72-63, 26 seconds. They'll fire a 3, and Dawkins blocked the shot, but she got it back. Oh, and then Oz fouled her from behind, and the basket goes in on about the 15-foot jumper. Oz blocked the shot from behind the arc, and Chapman got it back. took the jumper. Oz tried to block it from behind. Not only did she foul her, but it went in. It's 72-65. CSU with 21.5 seconds to go. The free throw is good. 72-66. They're back to within 6 with 21 seconds. Journey Smith is fouled in the backcourt with 19.8 seconds, and she'll go the other way to shoot 2. My goodness.
Smith on the line for Columbus State.
Journey Smith, free throw is good. 73-66. Journey steps back to the line. Need this one. And she made them both. 74-66, Columbus State. 2 clutch free throws by Journey Smith. And now Southwestern will roll the ball to save a couple of seconds. 18 seconds into the front court. Behind the arc for 3. Short air ball. They get it and stick it back up and in. 74-68. But there's only 13 seconds. And the ball inbounded. Lee falls to the floor with it. A held ball. But the arrow belongs to CSU. Well, it has been, and there's just 10.3 seconds, 6-point CSU lead. It has been an ugly fourth quarter and the last half of the third quarter here, but we're trying to just hang on for dear life. And Journey Smith is fouled as Oz tried to get the ball into her. And foul occurred before she touched it, so no time's run off the clock. Journey will go back to the line. She made 2 of 2 there a moment ago.
Smith on the line for Columbus State.
Journey shooting 2 again. The first one is up and no good. CSU's lead is 6. 10.3 seconds to play. Both teams out of timeouts. This one is no good. Missed them both. Rebound Southwestern with 7 seconds into the front court, and they fumble it away, and that's going to do it. Leasia Williamson dribbles into the front court, and she's fouled with 0.4 seconds to go. And she'll go to the line to shoot. Of course, she was fouled with 0.4 seconds. She was trying to dribble it out. But the Lady Cougars are going to hang on and somehow win this thing. And hang on for dear life by our fingernail. Last one. Free throw is good by Lee. 75-68. This is what makes the sale of antacid tablets go up. Second one is good, 76-68, and that will do it. The Lady Cougars have survived. They hang on to win 76-68 here at the Storm Dome in Americus, Georgia, at Georgia Southwestern. CSU had a 25-point lead, 59-34 in the third quarter. It was about midway through the third quarter. I don't have an approximate time written down. But then Georgia Southwestern went on a 14-0 run. They got to within 5. That's as close as they would get the rest of the way. They were down by 7, 62-55 at the end of 3 going into the fourth quarter. And the fourth quarter was not a very pretty one, but somehow CSU was able to survive and win it 76-68. And CSU goes to 13-4 overall, 8-3 in league play. Georgia Southwestern drops to 2-9 in the Peach Belt and 6-11 overall. For the Lady Cougars, I'm handed a final stat sheet here, and it looks like Coach Matt Hauser has maybe gone into the locker room. I do not see him. But CSU ends up shooting 24 of 64 from the floor. And that's at 37%. Georgia Southwestern, 25 of 63 for 39%. Fourth quarter, I said it was an ugly one, and CSU outscored Georgia Southwestern 14-13 in that fourth quarter. All right, it looks like Matt is gone to the locker room, so we'll end our broadcast here. But again, you don't get style points. You just have to figure out a way to win. And the wheels certainly came off, but the CSU Lady Cougar bus did not crash. They were able to right the ship just enough and make some free throws down the stretch to win it 76-68. That's going to wrap it up for our women's broadcast. Come back in about 20 minutes here on Cougar Sports TV, and we'll have the CSU men's game coming up. Once again, your final score from America, 76-68. Lady Cougars hang on for the win. This is Scott Miller saying so long, everyone.